Hello, Virginia. Hello, Danny. How are you?
Nina.
Hi, very well, and you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Doing great. I guess you're already in Bosnia, right?
We are very close to Bosnia. We're in Bansko currently, and
Okay.
we depart
You're in
soon.
Bansko still. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
We just
And so
attended
today,
Fest.
yeah, the Nomad Fest. Okay. That's
Yeah.
really great. So today we will be talking about the Nomad Trail and the Bosnia Digital Nomad Fest, which I'm so much looking forward to. I can't wait to meet everyone there. And then you would know that Bosnia was on my bucket list and has been on my bucket list for so long, so that it's like, a double benefit program for me. And so we will be talking a bit about the program and what people would expect. But before that, can you introduce yourself so that the audience knows more about you?
All right, do you want to go first?
Okay. Hello, I am Virginia Scapinelli. I am an architect and I work in real estate in innovation. And it's been 10 years that I'm following new trends on ways of living and ways of working. And I specialized in co living. And I met this great lady 1 year ago here in Bansko, and we created this project together with Philip, who's another guy that is not here at the moment, and he's in a co-living space in Switzerland.
He's already back in Switzerland.
He's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Will I go next? So my name's Dani. I'm originally from Bosnia, actually, so I'm really excited to have this call today. We are very excited, as you can tell. But I grew up in Dublin, in Ireland, so I also run the Digital Nomads community in Ireland. Good vibes, good vibes. This is how you feel when you're around us.
Yeah. So if you want to be exposed to these good vibes, positive vibes, we expect everyone to be in Bosnia for the Digital Nomad Fest. Can you help me pronounce the name of the mountain?
Absolutely.
Bielashnica.
Virginia.
Right?
It took me a couple of weeks to understand it as well. Bielashnica. How is it?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good, huh?
Wow. That's impressive. Bielashnica.
Okay, there we go.
So,
for any Balkan
how
people,
did you come up with the idea? So it's really interesting that you picked that place. It's going to be up in the mountain. What was your motivation?
Well, one is the location, no?
Well, the whole idea about Nomad Trail in general started very spontaneously last year, as I was mentioning before, here in Bansko, where we came together with people that are nomads or part-time nomads and had similar interests, and we had an alignment on interests, which was basically wanting to discover new destinations that are off the beaten track. And we have a co-living. We run co-living spaces, and we want to bring attention to these rural co-living spaces that are very special and independently run. And so we came up with this idea of linking the different co-living spaces that we manage or that we have in our circle of friends, and that's how the idea of Trail started. And about Bosnia in specific, maybe you want to answer that?
Yeah, I guess one big part of it is, or has been, that I'm from Bosnia, and as one of the co-founders, it also means that I can help with connecting us more to the locals. So, being the native Bosnian language speaker, Virginia's super excited. We actually have a lot of Bosnians joining us, which is something that I'm super proud of. So one of the things was the Bosnian connection, but also the fact that as a location, it's quite an affordable destination. We want to highlight it as a digital nomad destination also, the country, I mean, in general. It's affordable, it's outside of the Schengen zone, so for anyone that actually needs to exit the Schengen zone, it's a really cool solution that they can actually be there for a few months a year as they explore and travel around. We're also working with some local partners, so we've got established quite a few really solid partnerships, and we hope to grow those as well going forward. And the other things that we want to do is some social impact projects. But before we talk about that, also you asked why Bielašnica. It's a really beautiful mountain region. It's a mountain range that they hosted the Winter Olympic Games in the past.
Oh, okay.
So they've got slopes. Yes, just FYI for anyone watching. If you're into skiing and snowboarding, Bosnia has some really good slopes. And it's really close to the capital city, like 30-40 minutes outside of the capital. So we can actually leave the mountain, go to the capital for a little bit, explore, do cultural things, go to museums, go out, and then return to our beautiful mountain setting. So it's nature, fresh air, fresh mountain air, as well as urban vibes very close by. So it's a really cool mix of both. So yeah, there's some of the reasons.
And the Balkans have been catching a lot of attention lately in the past years as a new kind of destinations to be discovered for nomads. And we would like to know more about it. It will be my first time as well to Bosnia.
I'll be
Yeah, I love it. I love it when we are talking about those rural places, the places that are not so popular, because I think one of the benefits about these programs like Digital Nomad Fest or like remote working is to support the economy of the locals as well. And this
Absolutely.
has going to have an impact, just like how it happened in Bansko. Like it was like a small mountain village and no one knew about it apart from it being, a ski resort place, and no one would even think about going there during the summertime. So I really love the fact that you picked this location and it's going to be like an attraction point for the digital nomads.
Yeah,
So
and then some of the, yes.
I'm sorry, please go.
Talk about Bosnia all day. But I was going to say, like Bansko Nomads, for example, started quite small. I think there were about less than 80 people in the first year, but it's now grown to around almost 1,000 people attending it for the fest. So it's really over the years grown, and also people settling or people coming for longer and staying in Bansko, setting up new businesses. It's really added a lot to the local economy, and then side projects that have kind of been created as a consequence of the community here. So really, really interesting, and I'd love to see some of that develop in Bosnia as well as we go forward. There is one co-living, like one official one that's opened just recently in Mostar. Hopefully we'll get to visit them during our program, because we have a one month workation, and in the middle of that is as part of the full Nomad Trail. So we'd like to showcase a few more places as well.
And if I may
Okay.
add something to that, Mine, I believe it's quite important. It's really not just about the economy, but it's about creating new demand for local shops to reopen. Maybe a bread place, maybe a school, maybe a restaurant, a bar, and basically bringing life to rural areas that need new wave of people and new energy and a new story to be written. And this is actually true in so many places around Europe and around the world, where we have these abandoned villages almost that are really craving for a new story to be told in those places. So it's about the whole economy, but also the social structure. And we can talk about that later on, maybe if we have time.
And if there's an opportunity with social impact projects. But yes, you lead the way. We're all yours.
I mean, this is really great, because like this is not only like helping the locals, but there is also like changing their mindset, giving them like a bigger vision about like what else can be done and on the work side, or as a lifestyle. So like giving them that opportunity to get network with other people, although there might be some language barriers, but still they will be having a bigger vision about the rest of the world and how these people are living location freely.
Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
And
Absolutely.
it's our responsibility to be good travelers and good nomads, and not just go to places and act as those tourists that just uh, uh, benefit from the cheaper cost of living and then go away and don't learn anything about the place and don't connect with people. It's our responsibility to um, connect in an authentic manner to these people that are hosting us, so that it's beneficial in the longer term. It's not just a one shot kind of experience. We want these people, the locals, to understand our way of living as nomads and hopefully create fruitful connections for the future.
Yes, and
Yep.
also with that in mind, we have a local historian who's going to join us and talk about the history of the region. This because obviously it's been through quite a lot over the past few decades, and it's to try and also explain to people who are visiting from abroad. We have a lot of nomads from different countries coming to help them learn, to educate, to also allow for more integration and interaction between them. But primarily for me, also one of the big goals is that people don't just come and, as Virginia said, act as a tourist. They enjoy, try a bit of local food, this and that, and leave. What we want them to do is also understand what actually happened there and why the country is the way it is, about the resilience of its people, really deeply cultural things as well. So we have a lot of local input in from that kind of perspective, and I really look forward to sharing that.
And I was going to ask you about, to get like a sneak peek for the speakers, for what we should be expecting at the event. And you mentioned that there's going to be a historian. And what else? What else should we expect from this Digital Nomad Fest in Bosnia?
Yes, so we have some speakers that are experts on YouTube. So one of their main aims will be to help show people how they can monetize products or services, or how their business can make more money on YouTube. So it's really good for someone who is either a beginner who is looking for a way to make a bit of extra money and doesn't really know how. But it's also for people who have existing businesses to look at how they can expand more scale, get more exposure. So it's using that as a tool. We've got people who do talks and workshops on automation tools, AI, also very useful for an individual or a business. So it's if someone's looking to either venture into that as an area or to add it to their business. There are quite a few different ones. I just don't want to be. You want to share?
There is quite a mix of topics. That's what's special and peculiar about Nomads, that we are coming from all kind of industries.
Yeah.
And there's not a specific sector that we specialize in. And so we basically can provide a portfolio of different topics that can cater the different aspects of your life. Like, for example, as you said, monetizing YouTube, but also being more efficient with automation. There is one person that is going to share about the dark sides of being digital nomads, because we often speak about this wonderful experiences and visiting so many places and having this freedom. There is also many drawbacks on being digital nomad, and who has gone this way knows it. And we've all done similar mistakes, and we have all kind of approached what they call the mini burnout of traveling and stuff like this. And it's true, and we want to share the reality of what it is and how to avoid this kind of mistakes. There is going to be talks on personal branding and marketing and
mindset.
Yes.
We actually have, I think, 2 mindset experts and coaches who will be there to run sessions, but also in addition to that, offer workshops and then host on conferences to really sit down and take time to work with whoever joins those sessions on their mindset, on their goals, on their dreams, whether it's business or personal or professional, to help them with finding the best way to actually bring more of the things that they desire into their reality, so to speak.
And
Yeah.
because the size of this first festival, it's quite family scale, like human scale. We're
Big
aiming,
family.
we're big family. We're aiming at having around 40 people, which is a perfect
Plus,
size, 40 plus, which is a perfect size to really create groups, subgroups that can collaborate in like on conference mode or workshop mode. So we're inviting those speakers to provide two types of content.
Yes.
One is a more theoretical or you know like knowledge based content, and one is more practical, which would take the shape of a workshop where participants can implement the key learnings in practical cases and to have like the maximum possible impact in their lives.
Yes, and in
I
addition
love
to
it. The size
More.
of this group is just like Viva, because we again
Yes.
want to create that intimacy, that the level of connection and how people can relate to each other. I think that's really precious. And so I mean, the size of your group and the workshops, the side events that you're planning, I think is amazing. I cannot wait for
There's two
my
more
time
things.
at the fest.
Can I add
Yes,
more?
go on, please.
So one thing is that we're also looking, and I don't mean to interrupt, we're also looking at choosing a social project that an issue that's a local issue that needs dealing with or needs awareness or whichever, and to have that as a focus throughout the week on a number of days, to actually bring it to discussions among the group members, to see in what ways we can help, how we can contribute to work on it, either to work on it together as we're there, or to come up with ideas for the particular organization to support them and highlight some of the issues that really need to be tackled. So that's one thing, a social impact project. And then the other thing is we will also host a startup pitching competition.
Yeah,
One
that's right.
one of the prizes is actually very exciting. It's a trip that's sponsored by one of other Philips other companies, and it's a trip to Switzerland, and it actually includes quite a lot of things. It's very, very focused on entrepreneurs. So the pitching competition that we'll be hosting also runs in parallel with a local pitching competition that they will host in the capital city, Sarajevo, during the same week. So we'll actually have a few different activities on their program and our program that will connect, and we'll host a few things together. So we will actually go to their event, and then I think we have a hike scheduled together. So there's quite a lot going on. Yeah. And theirs is actually, there's a lot of governing kind of officials, investors as well attending. So we're both adding value to each other's event as well.
Okay,
And
that's amazing, because you have startups, you have social give back, you have networking, digital nomadism, both sides giving both perspectives. I mean, you have everything at one
And traveling,
spot. I mean, this is
exploring.
yeah.
There's lots.
The idea for us in the future, for future trails, what we are learning right now is that we want to collaborate with the local entities, whoever is there and is already running projects and can link to us, and we can make, we can have this knowledge exchange, which is so valuable. And so, for example, Dani was able to get in touch with the local entrepreneurship scene and create this collaboration. And we are looking now for social associations to be informed of like a real social challenge that already exists and that needs help. So, and we would like to work with the local municipality, with the government, to have the most appropriate fit in the existing fabric, of what is the social fabric. And so this is how we wish to continue.
And also, just to add to that, and this is something that Philip loves to talk about, is that at a general kind of a typical conference, there's very, very often the top-down approach. What we, as part of Nomad Fest's community, let's say, want to bring more of is not just a top-down approach, but also a bottom-up approach. So this is where the unconferences piece in particular comes in, because it's a lot more led by the participants and attendees as well. So it's really a mix of both. And I think that's quite a nice and healthy balance. And I think it's got the potential to be a lot more effective in the long run, because it's everyone kind of can add their piece, their contribution.
This sounds really amazing. And I have one question for the people, because like you will be having so many digital nomads coming and they will be like working at the same time. How are you envisioning that to happen? I mean, can they work while they're at the festival? How are you going to make sure that it's like a balanced program?
I'm going to let Virginia answer, but I will just introduce the answer before she gives the full answer. They will not want to work. They'll want to participate. The program is quite rich in terms of different options and activities. However, of course, they're not obliged to attend absolutely everything, though we'd love them to, and they would get a lot of value out of everything. However,
so there's two levels of time allocation that we are imagining in our experiences. Is first level is the workation, and then there is the fest. So the fest is within the workation. During the workation, it's 1 month long. We expect people, well, to work, as it's a workation. So we are building a schedule that allows for at least 6 good hours of work per day, where people can get their things done. And then either in the morning or in the evenings, or we find time to run activities. But it's really about you focus on your projects and enjoy extra activities on top, on the side. Whereas the fest, it's really about taking some time to focus on connections and networking and learning new things. So we are expecting a reduced time of work, for example, 1 or 2 hours of work per day.
Okay, so we are asking people to come and enjoy themselves, get immersed in the beauties, the nature of Bosnia and Sarajevo and Bosnian mountains, and just enjoy the history, enjoy nature, enjoy nice people of Bosnia, and also get to network. Because from what I hear from you, there will be plenty of time and opportunities to network with the other fellow digital nomads. So the last and the most important questions: how do they register? What is the way to register for the event?
There's a few different options. One is just directly through our website. It's probably the main one. We also actually have 2 registration streams: people who are international and have not been to the region, and we have an alternative option for locals. And because we want to include as many locals as possible, in particular, going forward, because some nomad events have not necessarily always had an equal or high attendance of the locals, and that personally, but I think for all of us on the team, is quite important. For me in particular, it's quite important to include the locals and to allow for more interaction between nomads and locals. So we have actually set up an in Bosnian registration process for locals, though the event itself will be held in English. The website is one option. Also on our Instagram, there's a link to our link tree that has all the different links. We could potentially still have people register in different ways. I think for speakers, we're pretty full. If somebody's keen on coming as a volunteer, there may be some small opportunities here and there, though we also have a team of volunteers. So they can have a look at on our Linktree page. That might be the best, because that's got all the different options listed there. We currently are running a small competition on social media as well. So if people want to enter that, they may be able to win 2 tickets to attend the festival, conference and fest.
Wow.
So yeah, that's on our Instagram and Facebook. Yes, thank you for sharing.
So this is the link. This is the Linktree link, so that you can see everything. If you're a local, there's also a Bosnian option at the top, so you can see that option too. So if you visit this, you will see all the details, not only about the fest, but about the workation as well. So if you want to stay longer, if you have time, you can spend like the whole month in Bosnia. And do you want to add anything else?
The vacation itself starts from the 14th of July until the 11th of August. So, and then anyone who's joining the Nomad Trail, maybe after Bosnia, also it goes towards Switzerland. So we'll spend some time at a co-living there. And there's also the Swiss Nomad Fest, which follows later on in September. In terms of, there was one other thing, but I've forgotten. Was there something else you wanted to add? Yes, thank you. Oh yeah, start a pitching competition. Anyone can register, whether they're a student, someone who's just got an idea and they're playing with it and they don't know where to go with it, they can just come and pitch. We always encourage. I was part of another project where we did a lot of pitching as part of the entire project. Really, it's just a chance to practice. So a few minutes pitch. It's an opportunity to put yourself on a stage and in front of an audience. But also those that pitch will get a lot of really good quality feedback from the mentors and people involved. But they may also win, so it's worth a try.
And what's included in our programs is accommodation. So we partner with local accommodation providers to have group deals so that it becomes cheaper for everyone. And we secure these spots. In Bosnia, in Bjelašnica, it will be a mix of hotel rooms, private rooms, and apartments. And we are able to allocate people in the different locations so that they don't have to look for apartment, and it's the best deal possible. And they're sure that they are also like living in sort of like a pop-up co-living situation. So
everyone who joins there will be taken good care of. So if you want to join this festival, you will be just like, comfortable in the area, enjoying yourself, and no need to worry about anything else.
Access to a gym, access to co-working spaces, lots and lots of other options and activities, and
amazing. So thank you, ladies. I'm so much looking forward to meeting you, and I will be putting the links in the comment section across all the platforms so that everyone can visit the links. And if they want to join us in Bosnia, it would be super cool to meet new people. Thank you, and looking forward to seeing you in Bosnia.
Thank you. And really look forward to hearing more Turkish digital nomad visa options and opportunities.
Yeah, we will be talking about some just like partnership between the locations as well. I'm so much looking forward to growing that.
Exciting.
Lovely.
Yay, can't wait. See you soon.
See you soon, Nina.
Enjoy your day. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.